Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into a really compelling, maybe often overlooked aspect of the radio-controlled hobby's golden age. It's the power, really, of just a few carefully chosen words. These weren't simply marketing slogans, they felt more like the DNA of these brands and a whole culture.
Exactly. I mean, these mottos were totem, right? Distilled expressions of corporate thinking, engineering ideas. It's pretty fascinating how they actively, shaped the actual products, defined what this new hobby was about, and left this legacy that's still influential decades later.
Yeah, so our mission today is to kind of uncover the specific origins, the meanings, the impacts of these phrases. From Tamiya's big statements to how all the other innovators define themselves. Hopefully we'll uncover some interesting insights together about why these not toys really captured so many imaginations. Okay, let's start with Tamiya. They really were like a philosophical anchor, weren't they? Their official corporate creed was first in quality around the world.
Yeah, and that goes way, way back, tracing roots to like 1946, a sawmill, believe it or not, then pivoting to models around 53. But that quality thing wasn't just talk. Think about their 1964 decision, a big one, to create their own in-house metal molds division.
Ah, okay, so that gave them control.
Total control. And precision. You saw it in the details, like properly shaped hex bolts on the models, not just little bumps like competitors used. So first in quality also meant the kits had to be, easy to understand and build, even for beginners. That set a high Tamiya standard, welcoming people in, but keeping quality high when they hit the RC market in '76.
And then there's that other slogan, the unofficial one, but maybe even more famous, toys they're not.
Oh, yeah. Legendary.
It really set Tamiya's kits apart from the mass market stuff, like the Taiyo Jet Hopper.
Yeah.
Right?
But how did just that phrase build such a strong community feeling? Well, it wasn't just clever marketing, I think. It was almost a challenge, By saying what they weren't, Tamiya implied skill was needed, knowledge, dedication. It turned building it from just playing into like a badge of honor. Suddenly you recognized other builders, you shared tips, it created this shared identity.
Like a rite of passage.
Exactly, a rite of passage into what felt like a sophisticated technical hobby, not just kid stuff.
Tamiya didn't stop there either. They gave individual models their own little personalities. Quirky slogans right on the cars sometimes, like the Avante's being nuts is neat.
Yeah. Or the egress just saying awesome. That combination, the name, the amazing box art, and that slogan, it really made these models icons.
So Tamiya built this powerful identity corporate down to the car itself. But of course they weren't alone. This whole ecosystem popped up. Rivals, innovators. On the American side, you had companies like Storp Dirt Burners, manufacturers of the finest in precision RC off-road accessories. Very direct.
And MIP, right? Smart, fast, and accurate, or declaring themselves the pro standard for their CVDs. That's the constant velocity drives. Very much a by racers for racers feel.
What's interesting there is the focus, isn't it? Specialized, often U.S.-made parts, specifically to upgrade the kits that were already out there.
Yeah, like pro-line racing. American innovators, developing better tires, better wheels. It really shows that American scene's approach, kind of modular, performance-driven. A stock kit. That was just the beginning.
Meanwhile, the Japanese rivals, they had their own thing going on. Kyosho, for instance, their philosophy seemed to shift over time.
That's right. They started with the finest radio control models, which kind of speaks to that vintage quality idea, but later it became serious about having fun, more about the user experience, maybe.
And you can't forget Associated Electrics. American, technically, but deeply tied into that whole Japanese racing scene.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Associated, but basically owned winning for a long time. Their unofficial slogan, you could say, was Champions by Design. I mean, 30 IFMR World Championship titles. That says it all.
Wow. And Yokomo, another big Japanese name.
Yokomo focused a lot on usability, making really competitive cars, but ones that a wider range of drivers could actually handle and be successful with.
Fast forward a bit, and we see modern artisans who are clearly paying homage to this history, like Blockhead Motors, Jun Watanabe's company.
Yeah, his motto was just perfect. Toyshop We Are Not. Such a direct, respectful nod back to Tamiya's classic line.
And his whole resto-mod thing, restoring old cars but with modern upgrades, really underlines his idea that RC is a culture but not just a hobby.
And then there's Ampro Engineering using 3D printing. Their philosophy is great. We do not remake parts. We re-engineer and develop them to be better than they ever were.
And they playfully say, no RC car is safe.
Right. And making those old RC toys we had as kids as good as they deserve to be, it's about improvement. And of course, you've got value brands too, like Extra Speed, Arkidong, focusing on quality and affordability.
What an incredible trip through the thinking behind these machines. It's so clear these slogans were way more than just, marketing fluff.
Indeed, they were foundational. Pillars of the brand identity, sure, but also drivers of the actual engineering, and they help build the communities. For you listening, the enthusiast, the collector, the restorer, understanding this adds, I think, a really rich layer. Those parts you have aren't just bits of plastic and metal. They're like physical embodiments of these powerful ideas.
Yeah.
They carry that original intent.
Yeah, ultimately, the brands that really stuck, the memorable ones, they weren't just selling a product. They sold a compelling story, a clear philosophy, an identity, really. So maybe something to think about until our next deep dive. What identity are you building? Whether it's in a hobby, your career, or anything else you pursue. What's the story that goes beyond just the activity itself?